Miami Hurricanes legend, Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, see, I knew he was gonna like that. Baltimore Ravens legend, one of the absolute greatest football players my eyes have ever seen, Ed Reed. Unfortunately, in my opinion, is still wrong when it comes to talking about the HBCUs and his I don't know what to call it. I can't. Was he there long enough to even call it a stint?
No, he wasn't that long. He wasn't that long. He wasn't that long.
his little rendezvous with BCU Bethune-Cookman. Okay, I just was disappointed in his comments during his recent interview with the Pivot. Okay, and I was disappointed with them as well. All right, we're gonna see how my brother feels about it too. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first. That is my brother, the honorable one, Tim G. Jacob. And this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Again, hit that subscribe button, share. Put all of your people on it. Okay. And we thank God for all of y'all who do that. We thank God for the new uh channel members that we have. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, we picked up 3 recently. Okay.
Yeah.
And I thank God for all of y'all realest ones that are channel members, and we thank God for all of our supporters who we affectionately call the real ones. Okay. But T,
Yeah.
I know you checked out the interview, man. There was a lot there. They did discuss some football and stuff like that in there, and I like that part. Okay, I like that part. I didn't know that him and Ryan Clark was like on the same bus together, and Ryan Clark like, bro, what school you going to? And Ed was like, I'm going to Miami, and then Ryan Clark like, sure, I'm going to LSU. Then you know what I'm saying? Because so that shows you that right there in Louisiana, they had some hellified safeties at that time. God damn.
Yes, boy.
Imagine being in high school playing against them 2 motherfuckers, okay? One gonna knock your head off, one gonna pick everything off. You know what I'm saying? So you wasn't gonna be able to do nothing. But I like that part. But his comments about Bethune-Cookman and definitely his goddamn comments about Jack State, I wasn't feeling okay. But what were your thoughts on the interview, T?
I'll be honest. I'm intrigued by what you got to say, honestly, because, and again, I'm a fan of Ed Reed.
I know.
I don't think he's one of those guys that's out for like his own gain or anything. I mean, the man just said, and it may not seem as big or whatever, but he spoke about just giving up his Hall of Fame.
I like that. That was dope.
To Steve Atwater, who Steve Atwater is one of the greatest safeties ever. One of the greatest safeties ever. On that, he's there. And he just humbly just said, hey, just give me next year. Like I Steve needs to be in. I a
lot of cats ain't doing that.
A lot of cats don't say
turning down no first ballot now.
They're not don't do that. But I mean, man, I just kind of wonder. I kind of wonder why I felt like it was out of character in that moment with the whole Bethune-Cookman thing where Ed went to social media. Because he just never seemed like he was ever that kind of cat. That just put the camera on me. He seems like the antithesis of Prime.
He seems like that.
He's not one of those guys that the film's gonna roll, the camera's gonna roll, and you go see what's going on in Ed Reed's life. Because honestly, you don't know a whole lot about Ed Reed outside of the way you came, the introduction you gave him in this segment, and just the fact that he just seems like one of those real chill dudes. So I just kind of wondered what was going on there for him to go that route. I do think he cares about the kids that he brought there.
I believe that.
I think he cares to see. I think he wants better. I think he truly wants better for the university.
Mhm.
I mean, I respected the fact that Bethune-Cookman, the way I took it was Bethune-Cookman called him first,
Mhm.
and he wanted to give them the due respect because
Mhm.
they called him first. And I guess and his mindset of bringing another HBCU up and those kind of things. So I'm interested in what you got to say because maybe I can bounce off of you some.
I liked
Get
all
your
of what you
vantage point
saying.
and get your vantage point because
Mhm.
I'm listening to it and I'm kind of like, well, it sounded to me like, hey, there's a lot of unsafe things there at the campus that was
Mhm.
just bad. People could just come in and out of places. It's in a very poverty-stricken area.
Mhm.
Um, I felt like he cared about the safety of all the students and the athletes, and
I agree with all that.
so maybe it was something I missed. And you covered a lot. You look at a lot more when it comes to HBCUs and that whole fallout with that and everything. So you dialed in. I want to get a feel for where he's wrong.
Okay.
Not that I would combat it. I just want to know where you think he's wrong at.
All right. I agree with everything my brother just said. And that's why watching it, I got even more upset because I watch it and say, damn, I like Ed Reed. I'm watching him like, I like Ed Reed. He's sitting up there smoking his cigar, goddamn it. He's drinking him with some good drink. You know what I'm saying? He got the beard rocking. He said he ain't putting no dye up in his shit. This how I look. You know what I'm talking about? He talks about being proud of the afro and all that kind of shit. He's a cool ass cat. Brilliant in terms of football. Talks about going in the field, basically being a part of the coaching staff and shit like that. Being a coach on the field. I'm like, I like Ed Reed, but I don't understand then why is Ed Reed still being willfully ignorant about why HBCUs struggle financially. Because when you that rich and accomplished as Ed Reed is, as Deion Sanders is, as I'm gonna just name all these motherfuckers that been saying all this shit. Keyshawn Johnson is, as Shannon Sharp is, Stephen A. is. If you that rich and accomplished, and for Shannon Sharp and Stephen A., you went to these motherfucking places. You should know why there's a problem with the finances. You should know why these schools don't have the resources. You should fucking know. Because all they do is read some books, watch some documentaries. You so rich and powerful though. These folk, like Ed Reed, if he wanted to, he could go have a sit down with countless civil rights activists who's still alive today. I can't do that. I would love to, but if I message them, they're gonna ignore me. I wrote a letter to James Meredith. I met him in Canton, got a book from him. He signed the book. I read the book, learned much more about him and why he left Jackson State and went to Ole Miss. I learned much more about his fight against white supremacy. I was so inspired. I wrote him a handwritten letter, sent it to him. I didn't get shit back. If Ed Reed does that, man, Ed Reed gonna be invited to that motherfucker home. So how are you still willfully ignorant about some of this shit and saying some of the shit that he was saying? For instance, all right, oh, here where he says that the real reason he got fired is not the rent. Okay. And okay, if you remember, he starts off saying, okay, maybe as a professional, I did too much. Okay. But then he goes on to say I wasn't wrong for what I did and I don't take it back. Okay. And he says that's not the reason he really got fired. He said he really got fired for some shit that we didn't see. He claims he was really let go because he brought some folks who don't look like us in and had them looking at everything, like looking at all the financials and shit. So, see, when you say shit like that, it's like you saying, I brought in the white folks. And the white folks, they gonna do shit right. And they looking at shit right. Like Miami, they do shit right financially. And look, HBCU, you struggling because you don't do shit right financially. Instead of looking, not one time in the video, in the segment, does he say anything about the state of Florida systematically discriminating against Bethune-Cookman. He don't mention that one time. Now, if some of our people are not fucking right. Okay? The last president, that Hudson motherfucker from Jack State, man, wasn't right. I got folk up there at the school. I know that motherfucker was not right. He did some shit. He should have been let go. Right. Okay? I did a segment about the previous the interim president, how she Tate Reeves support and all that kind of shit. Talk about her. Some of us don't do shit right.
Right.
Got no problem calling that shit out. If Ed thought Reggie Theus was doing something wrong, okay, check Reggie Theus then. But don't just do that and leave out this shit. He act like the white folks gonna come in. You had all these white folks lined up to get shit right. Like the racist whites ain't the reason why the shit fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I don't like from these guys. They don't bring that part in there unless they're talking about the shit that directly affects them. Like later on, when he was talking about coaches, okay, he pointed out that racism is in coaching hiring. Mm-hmm. He said a lot of the coaches don't know what they're doing because they don't know how to coach us. Okay. Right. So he points out in that when it comes to a black man like him not being able to get those head coaching looks, that's racist. But when it comes to why HBCUs are struggling financially, I should say, because HBCUs are producing scholars, but why they're struggling financially, he don't see no racism in that. It's just broken mentalities with that. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that be the problem I have with guys like Ed and Prime and all these guys. You quick to call us out, which is cool. Call us out if we wrong. Probably not how he did it, because that sends a bad message to the kid. These kids can't go on social media and cuss out their goddamn employer like that. Now you can't do that. Now, if he would have read, let's say he read Reggie Theus, they had a meeting, and he like, look, man, this ain't gonna happen. We're not gonna have this school looking like this. We need to instill some pride in these kids. We can't have no motherfucking trash around here in my office trash. No, fuck no. We need to have some pride. Okay, do that behind them walls and get his ass right.
Right.
Got no problem with that. Okay. But if you gonna openly and publicly call out that university and then say they got broken mentalities, your ass also better call out Ron DeSantis, the governor of the state, who don't give a shit about Bethune-Cookman or FAMU. But when Florida State gets left out of the playoff, this motherfucker say we allocating $1 million to fight that shit. What? Whoa! Yeah. What we doing, Ronnie?
I got you.
And this up been trying to ban Black history in the state and shit like that. Like, them boys don't be saying nothing about that because they don't know nothing about that. Right. Because from the moment, again, as a former teacher and coach, I've seen it. I don't participate in that shit. I didn't participate in that shit. But from the moment them kids are identified as special athletically, they get treated differently. They don't get held accountable. Motherfuckers don't get on their ass. They get passed along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The best player I ever coached, Nick Weatherspoon, I was on his ass academically. He passed my state test with a proficient, if I'm not mistaken. But I know he passed. Okay. Right. Motherfucker jumped wrong. He was doing push-ups in class. I had him doing planks in class on his ass. A lot of these cats, they don't get that. And then especially when they go to PWIs in the stadium, and, these boys be getting to thinking that these folks really like them.
Yeah.
Instead of just using them to win and make money. So that was my only thing with it, man. Because like all that shit you said, I did like all that. I really did. Especially the shit about Steve Atwater. Because we've seen your boy, another one of your boys, T.O.
Yeah.
When he didn't get first ballot, that motherfucker boycotted when he finally went in. Not boycotted.
But he
just refused to participate in
yeah,
the ceremony at the place. What did he do? His
some
speech at his
speech
college, right?
yeah, somewhere like that, I think.
Tennessee
Yeah.
Martin, is that where he went?
Yeah. Tennessee Chattanooga.
Chattanooga, okay.
Tennessee Chattanooga.
Yeah, because that first ballot means a lot to these cats that's upper echelon.
Right.
This man here was saying, I would forego the honor of being a first ballot Hall of Famer to let this cat who deserve get in. I know I'm gonna get in anyway. I like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So that's why it pains me, bro. I want our folks, our celebrities, our wealthy cats, just read some books. Like he said in here,
He said he did some homework on.
he was doing his research on Mary McLeod Bethune. It was blown away. But here
Yeah.
my thing. Why in the hell it take him till he in his 40s to know something about Mary McLeod Bethune? When you come from Louisiana and you went to school in Miami, that which is in Florida. See what I'm saying? Like Mary McLeod Bethune ain't no hidden figure in Black history.
Right.
She's a quite notable figure in Black history. She's
Right.
so big, hell, in the white history books, she's mentioned as for being a part of Franklin Delano Roosevelt's quote unquote black cabinet, which was his unofficial advisors from the Black community that he would at least, even if he didn't implement what they advised, he would at least listen to them.
Yeah.
And so she one of them ones, and he
Right.
don't know nothing about her. Why? Because all them folk gave a fuck about Ed knowing is cover 3, cover 2, cover 1, hit, ball
Right.
skills. That's all they gave a fuck about Ed knowing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just my thing with it, dog. And then the shit with the, oh my God, Now he claimed Prime was like, I want you to go to Jackson State. I don't want to give this to nobody else. Now with that opens up a whole nother can of worms to you.
Okay.
Because if Prime claimed we did him so badly and that we lacked forward thinking, that what he told 60 Minutes, that we lacked forward thinking, okay, and that's why he had to leave. If we lacked forward thinking, why the fuck would you tell your homie you want to give him the job?
Yeah.
Why you want your home, somebody you love now? Why you want somebody you love to go? I wouldn't dare tell UT, go back in that classroom and do what I was doing for the amount of money I was doing. Ain't no way in the hell I tell you that.
Right.
Ain't no way in the hell I would tell you to do something that gave me hell. And you wouldn't tell me that shit either.
But is it but could it be that Dion was just being self-serving? Me just pass it off? You my dog. I know you'll do good with it, but because I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
it's Cap.
If it's bad, you wouldn't. Of course, you wouldn't tell me. I played ball with you. Me and you played on the same team together.
I think was Cap is what he told 60 Minutes.
Okay.
Was Cap is what he told 60 Minutes.
Right.
What he was telling Ed, he probably telling Ed, yeah, man, you come over here, you ain't gonna have the money like this. Ain't to you now. This ain't to you. You ain't gonna have the money like that, okay? But you come over here, you can recruit here. You saw I was able to get Travis over here, man. You gonna be able to do it. And these folk gonna let you do what you want to do over here, man. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have the power. You gonna be able to do woo. That's what he was telling his ass. He wasn't telling that. Come on, man.
Right.
Why would I put my homie on if the shit sucks? Why would I put my homie on to somewhere they stealing my money? Like these goddamn crazy ass cult followers be saying that we was stealing money from that man, that we didn't give him his money. Why would I tell my homie to come to a place where they stole my motherfucking money?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. I got you.
Get the fuck out of here, man. But we need Ashley Robinson. We need a journalist to ask his ass some questions, because his name be brought up in a whole lot of shit, and we not getting anything from him on him. Because, tell me if I'm wrong now, I thought I heard Ed say he met with Ashley. He didn't say Robinson. He said, I met with Ashley.
Yeah, he said I met with Ashley.
Yeah, so we need to hear what we need to hear.
I'm pretty sure he said I met with Ashley.
Need to hear from the AD, man. Were you about to get that goddamn job to Ed Reed? We just want to know what the thinking was, because everybody trying to act like you were just trying to give it to TC Taylor. Yeah. And based on what these boys saying, that ain't what you really doing. And that's how Prime tried to act, after the game, after the SWAC championship, he got out the chair and they put TC Taylor in the chair and they were like acting like he was anointing TC. But from what it seems like, TC wasn't even your first choice.
Yeah.
You wanted the homie to come on.
Yeah.
And just be truthful. If it is what it is, everybody just need to tell the motherfucker truth, man.
Yeah. 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 I think now I'm gonna have to go back because I have to listen to, because there was probably certain things you probably pulled out of what he said. And I think I was more listening generally. But like he was talking about the facilities and stuff, and he said something about some kind of well-off guy that came.
Mm-hmm.
Was he like trying to drop money?
Mm-hmm.
But he told him, hold on, because we got to get a football account created, and it's a way to do it. So it made me seem like it made it seem like Ed kind of knew how things need to be structured, I guess. And you just can't roll it, because I think he didn't like warn a guy like, hey, be careful how you move around here dropping money off and all this stuff or something. He mentioned something about like, hey man, you need to be like careful with how you come through here with the way you moving.
Well, but see, all right, with that, motherfucker gotta be careful anywhere with that.
Anywhere, of course, anywhere. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just
shit. If I'm donating money to Southern Miss, I need to be careful what the fuck I'm doing with it. We see what them boys do down there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like these cats just got to be careful not to be playing into racist ideas, man. That's all I'm saying. They got to be careful because they so motherfucking rich and powerful and got the influence. Sometimes they don't even get that they are making their people feel seem inferior. They don't get it because their life has been totally different from ours. Their life has been structured, and to a large extent, these motherfuckers been pampered, not in their household. A lot of these cats coming from hell at home. I ain't talking about that part. I'm talking about within the confines of their teams. Once you that motherfucker,
right?
Shit, motherfucker can't tell you shit.
Yeah, it's true.
You get put on this pedestal, and then so you don't have the same sense of what these folks go through. Like what Ed Reed's experience at Miami, totally different from the black marketing major that went to Miami.
Right.
Totally different.
Yeah.
I think Ed said they had the goddamn condo down there at Miami.
Yeah.
He said he from Rats and Roaches.
Yeah, he from that's
what he said now. He said from Roaches.
Yeah.
But how you get a condo in Miami?
Yeah. I got you.
Y'all been dropping them bags for pre-NIL bags, T. Y'all got pre-NIL bags over there to you.
Hey man, you know that.
And he deserved it. Ed Reed was amazing.
Yeah, he was amazing.
He deserved that bag. I ain't saying that. He deserved that bag. But you know his life was different.
Yeah.
And so the cats gotta understand that and be mindful. They gotta look deeper and try to figure out how this shit get like that. How did we get to this point where these schools that founded after slavery were the only institutions that a motherfucker down south could go to because Miami didn't want your ass, Florida State didn't want your ass, LSU didn't want your motherfucking ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
They gotta look at all this shit and they just don't know, bro. But they say shit like Fred Taylor talking about something being badly structured and minimal resources, and he used that as a segue to talk about Bethune-Cookman. Now, when they talk about badly structured, I think about
I thought he was talking about. I thought in the beginning. I thought when Ed said that he was talking about where he was from.
But Fred used him saying that to segue into talking about HBCU.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? All that shit plays into. I'm out here fighting these narratives every day. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying when I had to go into a classroom and I had to teach kids about the Ku Klux Klan. Well, of course, a kid's question is why was the Klan killing us? Why do they hate us? So I got to talk about white supremacy. Or when I'm teaching about American imperialism, and we show the kids a political cartoon that has black people just looking horrible, and it shows Latinos looking horrible, but it shows the white man looking prestigious, and like they got to teach everybody else in the world how to be good. Like this, we got to teach this to your children here in Mississippi.
Right. Right.
Ed Reed and them don't be knowing nothing about that. So
Right.
these notions, bro, we had to teach our kids about it, but then at the same time, I have to try to counter that notion so the motherfuckers don't get to believing that I am inferior my motherfucking self.
I'm that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like now. Last point on this. I mentioned the pivot, how they disappointed me, and I call our brother Ray Cesar Leo about this. These podcasts are a gift and a curse, man. On the one hand, I'm talking about these podcasts hosted by the former athletes.
Mm-hmm.
On the one hand, we get stories that we never would have gotten.
Yeah.
Like who's that NBA player now? He wasn't an all-star, nothing, but he funny as fuck. He giving us stories that we haven't heard.
It's my Jeff T.
Jeff T.
Yeah.
Jeff okay. T. Jeff T will have you rolling, telling you about some of the stuff that then went on. Okay.
Right.
We never would have got that.
Right.
Never would have got that. I love the Knuckleheads podcast. While they don't be saying no outlandish shit, I get to hear these players sit there and talk ball. It's like you get to sit there and watch them talk ball.
Mm-hmm.
For real. It's just them right there having the conversation. Sometimes they'll sip a little drink, and you get to hear them talk ball. I love that aspect of the podcast game with these former athletes.
Right.
Here's the curse. These motherfuckers ain't got no journalistic bone in their bodies. Because some of the questions that need to be asked don't be asked.
Right.
When they need to be asked. And that's what the Jim Grays of the world, that's what the Brian Gumbles of the world, them motherfuckers were journalists, and they gonna ask some questions. Now, you might not like what the fuck I'm asking.
Now, Ryan has a journal. Does he have a journalistic background or something? Didn't he say, was that like mass communications or something like that?
He ain't asked the question because he too cool with them. They be putting that's like him. Okay, he got a journalistic background from schooling. But since Ed Reed is the homie, he don't ask a question. And here was the question that should have been asked. Okay. Right. Ed Reed said, it just so happens that HBCUs are calling more than anybody. Because he was talking about how basically this coaching shit just been in him. Mm-hmm. He talked about his foundation, his camps, the film room, in the meeting room, on the field, all that. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then again, like I said, he talked about how some of these white folks just don't know how to coach us. Mm-hmm. But then, like I said, he said, it just so happens that HBCUs are calling more than anybody. And Ryan Clark, I guess with his mass comm thing and the other two boys, they don't ask, hey, well, who? Which PWIs call? Because see, if Bethune-Cookman had broken mentalities, and if Jackson State lacks forward thinking, fuck them then, Ed Reed, if that's how you feel. Yeah. Go work at one of the FCS, PWIs, or based on your stature, you should be able to go get a group of 5 or Power 5 PWI. Let us know who called and why are you turning them down. Yeah, it can't just be because they PWI, because you played that one. You were coaching that one. You were on Miami staff. Okay, you ain't had no problem with your boy Prime going to Colorado either. So let us know which PWIs want you. Right. Now, as Ray pointed out, because he's a capital J journalist, once Ed Reed would have answered that question if it was asked, then a journalist gets that school on the phone or text or however you're going to do it and ask them, man, I'm just trying to reach out to y'all and see, did y'all ever interview or give Ed Reed a call and inquire with him about him possibly, becoming your head football coach. Right. Then if they deny that shit, you go back to Ed. Yeah. That's how journalism works. We ain't getting that. Yeah. But because Ed is the homie, and E. Reed, we ain't getting that. Ask that question, dog. Hey,
I don't think they do that. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think it's
No,
the way their format is structured.
no, they not.
Their format is structured that way. I don't think it's I don't know, maybe Stephen A would do it. I don't know. But somebody like that. Somebody
He
somebody other than that,
he's got no way.
because it's fratern it's kind of like their fraternity.
Yeah.
And really we're here to highlight your
Mm-hmm.
career, your personal struggles, or your personal things, your human side, your athletic side, and anything else that's going on around you. You
But
know what I'm
okay,
saying?
that ain't that ain't even a gotcha question though.
Right.
Because if it's the truth, it's the truth.
Right.
If that's the truth, that would shut up some of the folks out here like me who say, Ed Reed, why you bashing HBCU? They the ones that gave you and Dion a chance.
Right.
Well, you can count. Now, I do know, and I've said it before, there were some smaller PWIs that did want prime.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that from some folks in the know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but they weren't going to give Prime the same autonomy that Jackson State gave him. And that's why he rolled with us first to be his proving ground. I've said that on here before. Okay. So with Ed, if that's the case, just let us know who it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Because for right now, it just seems like they ass ain't want you. And they ain't tried to get. I haven't seen a report where they tried to give him a job since Durant.
Yeah.
Been a lot of coaching turnover.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's what I'm on, man. But I hope that Ed educates himself. Continue your education on Mary McLeod Bethune. Do some more study Booker T. Washington, W.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey. Get deep off into this shit. You know what I'm talking about? Study James Meredith and why he did what he did, leaving Jackson State and going to Ole Miss, and see how deep that shit was. Go deep off in this shit and really study. And then I think he'll stop saying some of the shit he's saying, and he'll become even a more powerful figure than he even is now. Because he does seem to genuinely care about the kids who play football. He does seem to genuinely care about that.
Right.
No, so I just want us to get, if we're gonna speak on something, goddamn be knowledgeable about it. Okay. Like when I talk about football, or if I'm critiquing or speaking on what I saw in the game, I know good and hell well I don't know the game of football as well as Ed knows.
Yeah.
So if I'm talking to Ed, I might ask Ed, Ed, goddamn man, why y'all do this against the Steelers that year? Look like y'all should have done it. And then when Ed get a dropping that knowledge on me, I'm gonna have to defer.
Yeah.
Well, Ed should defer to a motherfucker like me when it comes to talking about civil rights type of shit.
Right.
That's all. And he needs to study up on it. But real ones, y'all chime in, man. What did y'all think about the Ed Reed pivot interview? All right, put it on something.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.